Have you ever noticed that the people who hurt you the most are often the ones most terrified of losing you? It sounds twisted, but it's the hidden root of human attachment. The ones who try to control you, who wound you with words or actions, are often acting out of their deepest fear, not their strength. But here's the real question. Why would someone mistreat the very person they can't afford to lose? This is where the mystery begins. When people hurt you, it's rarely about you. It's about the grip they want to keep over you. Your presence gives them a sense of control, of security, even of power. And the thought of losing that shakes them to their core. Think about it. Why does someone raise their voice when silenced would say more? Why does someone criticize you and support when you're closer? Why do they try to make you feel small when deep down it's they who feel powerless? The truth is, hurt can be a disguise for fear. Fear of abandonment, fear of dependence, fear of not being enough. And here's the part they'll never tell you. The moment you realize this dynamic, the balance of power shifts. Suddenly, you're not just the one enduring the hurt, you're either one who can walk away, heal, and rebuild stronger than before. Now, before you rush to any conclusion, let me give you a promise. In this video, you're going to discover exactly why the ones who hurt you fear losing you. You'll see the psychology behind their actions, the secret ties of attachment and control, and most importantly, how to turn this painful realization into personal power. But first, let me keep you hooked with a thought that might surprise you. What if the reason they hurt you is because they believe you hold more power over them than they hold over you? Let's dive deeper. When someone hurts you, it's easy to assume they're strong, heartless, or in control. But in reality, hurting another person is often the act of someone who feels weak inside. Think about it. If a person really felt secure, confident, and whole, why would they need to tear someone else down? Here's the paradox. The more someone depends on you emotionally, the more vulnerable they feel. And that vulnerability often disguises itself as control, anger, or even cruelty. It's like a child holding onto their favorite toy tightly, afraid someone else will take it away. Except in adulthood, the toy isn't plastic, it's you. Now, let's dig into the psychology. There are 3 key drivers that explain why the ones who hurt you fear losing you. Attachment. When people form a strong bond, they crave reassurance that it won't break. But instead of asking for love, some resort to control. They think, if I can keep you imbalanced, you won't leave. Dependence. Many people secretly rely on the strength of the very person they hurt. Your calm, your stability, your love, it becomes their anchor. But anchors are heavy, and instead of thanking you, they lash out because the weight of dependence makes them feel weak. Fear of exposure. Deep down, they know that if you walked away, their insecurities would be exposed. So they cover their fear with anger, hoping you'll stay, to distracting the pain to notice the truth. This explains why people sometimes say, if they treat you so badly, why don't they just let you go? The answer is simple: they can't. They know losing you would mean losing the mirror that reflects their hidden fears. And here's something powerful for you to realize. Every time you stay strong, every time you refuse to let their hurt define you, you remind them that the real power isn't in their hands, it's in yours. So, the next time someone tries to make you feel small, remember this: they wouldn't fight so hard to control you if they weren't already afraid of losing you. Their fear reveals your value. But hold on, and I don't want you to stop here. In part 3, we'll uncover the patterns that reveal when someone's hurtful actions are really about fear, and how to spot the difference between genuine love and toxic control. By now, you know that hurt often hides fear. But here's the question: how do you recognize when someone's cruelty is really rooted in their fear of losing you? The answer lies in the patterns, the subtle ways they show you they need you, even while pretending they don't. Let's break down the signs. 1. Push and pull. One moment they push you away with criticism, silence, or coldness. The next, they pull you back with charm, affection, or sudden interest. It feels confusing, like you're always guessing where you stand. This is not random, it's fear disguised as control. They want to keep you close but on certain ground so you won't feel confident enough to walk away. To the silent punishment. Have you ever noticed how some people withdraw when they're scared of losing influence? Instead of speaking honestly, they shut down, avoid you, or give you the dreaded silent treatment. It's not strength, it's a desperate attempt to make you chase after them to prove you still care. Free the constant critic. They point out your flaws more than your strengths. Why? Because if they keep you doubting yourself, you'll look to them for approval. It's fear turned into strategy. If they can make you believe you're not enough, you won't realize how valuable you truly are. For the unexpected kindness, here's the strangest one. After hurting you, they might suddenly act kind, generous, or attentive. It's not random, it's guilt mixed with fear. They sense you pulling away, and they panic. So they throw in just enough sweetness to reel you back in. Do you see the pattern? It's all about control born from fear. And once you learn to see these behaviors for what they are, you stop taking them personally. You realize their actions are not a reflection of your worth, they're a reflection of their insecurity. But here's the most powerful truth. Recognizing these signs doesn't just help you understand them, it helps you understand yourself. Because the moment you can identify these patterns, you gain the freedom to decide, will you keep dancing to their tune, or will you finally step into your own rhythm? In the next part 4, we'll explore the turning point, the moment where awareness transforms into power, and how you can protect your energy without losing compassion. Awareness is the first step, but awareness without action, it just leaves you stuck in the same cycle, knowing the truth but not living it. The real transformation begins when you decide, I will no longer let fear-driven behavior control my peace. Here's the key. When someone hurts you because they fear losing you, the most powerful response is not revenge, not anger, it's clarity. It's learning to stand in your own worth so firmly that their storms can't shake you. How do you do that? Let's break it down. 1. Redefine the power dynamic. Instead of asking, why are they doing this to me? Start asking, why am I allowing this to affect me? The moment you shift the focus, you reclaim your power. You stop being the victim of their fear and start being the author of your own boundaries. To practice silent strength, not every action requires a reaction. Sometimes, the most powerful move is to remain calm. When they expect you to break, but you stand tall and quiet, they realize their tactics don't work anymore. Silence becomes your armor. Free to rebuild your self-value. You must constantly remind yourself, their treatment of me does not define me. Write it down, speak it aloud, believe it. When you strengthen your inner voice, their outer noise loses its grip. Set boundaries without apology. Boundaries are not walls, they are doors with locks. You decide who enters and who doesn't. And when someone hurts you repeatedly, the most loving thing you can do for yourself and even for them is to close the door until they learn respect. Here's the powerful shift. When you live from this place of strength, the fear flips. They are no longer afraid of losing control. They are afraid of losing someone who refuses to be broken. And that someone is you. Now, don't get me wrong, choosing this path doesn't mean you stop caring. Compassion is still possible, but compassion without self-respect becomes self-destructs. And you deserve better. In part 5, we'll tie it all together. You'll see why realizing your power doesn't just protect you, it makes you magnetic. and I'll guide you toward your next step in this journey. So here we are. We began with a mystery while the ones who hurt you fear losing you. And now the truth is clear. Their actions aren't about your weakness, they're about their fear. Fear of abandonment, fear of dependence, fear of losing someone who brings them security, even as they break that very bond. But you've also learned something more important. You hold the power. Not the power to control others, but the power to choose how you respond, the power to protect your peace, and the power to step away when the cost of staying becomes too high. Here's the beauty of this realization. The moment you stop dancing to someone else's fear, you begin to rise in your own strength. You become harder to manipulate, harder to break, and impossible to replace. And when you embody that level of self-worth, people notice. Even those who once tried to hurt you start to sense that you've changed the game. But let me leave you with something even more exciting. If fear can make someone cling to you, then imagine what love and confidence can do when you understand the right words to use. Because sometimes transformation begins not with long speeches, but with something as simple as 3 powerful words. That's why I want you to watch this next video, What 3 Words Can Make You Irresistible. In it, you'll discover the hidden psychology behind attraction, why the right words can make someone love you deeper, respect you more, and see you in a way they never have before. If today's message opened your eyes to the truth about fear, that video will open your eyes to the truth about love. Don't miss it. And before you go, remember, this channel, Wisdom Recorder, is here to be your knowledge source. If today's message resonated with you, do me a favor, subscribe, like this video, and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Together, we rise stronger, wiser, and more unshakable every single day.